Hello and welcome to The Book Thing. My name is Mark and this is the sixth book in my reread of the Discworld series, and this is Sourcery. On the disc, wizards are traditionally the eighth sons of eighth sons, 8 being the magical number on the disc, and they themselves remain celibate and don't have any children after that. But this is the story of how one wizard had 8 sons himself, and that 8th son becomes a sorcerer, as in a concentrated source of magical power on the Discworld. Not long after the birth of his son Coin, Ipslor the wizard dies and leaves his staff to his son, and then his spirit possesses that staff so he can continue to guide his son into his powerful destiny going forward. The story then takes place a number of years later when the boy Coin arrives at Unseen University at the direction of the spirit of his father left in the staff. It makes sense when you're reading it, but then demands his birthright as the most powerful sorcerer to be the one ruling the university, and then for wizards to rule the Discworld. The one thing preventing him from having full control is possession of the Arch-Chancellor's hat, which has become sentient over the years. So think the sorting hat from Harry Potter, except much more homicidal. With Sourcery, we are reunited with the cowardly wizard Rincewind, who is now working as the assistant to the orangutan librarian in the Unseen University Library. The hat then forces Rincewind to take it far away, and Rincewind is accompanied by the luggage that we met in The Light Fantastic and The Colour of Magic, and also by Conina, the daughter of Cohen the Barbarian. Now, if that sounds very like some things that we've seen before, it's because it is, and we have. The setup of the story of Coin is very similar to the story of Esk from Equal Rights, and then Rincewind running away from things is quite reminiscent of things that we've already seen in The Colour of Magic and The Light Fantastic. And therein kind of lies my problem with Sourcery, because it feels like Terry Pratchett is being quite derivative of Terry Pratchett. So it's kind of difficult to give objective thoughts on Sourcery. On one hand, I enjoyed it because I'm a Terry Pratchett fan and I like his style of writing, and quite frankly I'll defend anything that is a Terry Pratchett Discworld book. If 50 Shades of Grey had come out and on the cover it had said a Discworld novel by Terry Pratchett, I would have defended that, saying, well, actually I think you'll find that that is in fact a very clever allegory for how money can influence sexual relationships. I don't know what 50 Shades of Grey is about. It's probably not that. And the issues that I have with the book is because I'm a Discworld fan, because I've read so many of the Discworld books. This feels like other Discworld books I've read before, and it feels like it's derivative of those. So someone who is dipping into the Discworld and dabbling in it, they might really enjoy it because they don't have that sort of context that I do. That being said, it is fun, it is enjoyable, but the story itself is nothing special and actually kind of forgettable, except for the fact that it's copying other stories. I'd give it a solid 2.5 stars, but not anything more than that. The only thing I will say is that the ending has a bit of a cliffhanger in it that is not resolved until the next Rincewind novel, which is Eric. So if you're planning on reading the entire series of Rincewind, having started at The Colour of Magic, then even though it's one of the weaker ones, Sourcery still is kind of required reading. Otherwise, you don't really know it's kind of hard to understand what's going on at the start of Eric. So that was my slightly disappointed review of the 6th book in my reread of the Discworld series. The 7th book, you'll be glad to hear, is a dramatic uptick in quality, and that is Weird Sisters, which is the 2nd book in the Witches series that involves Granny Weatherwax, where we actually get to meet the rest of the witches for the first time. So if you're interested in seeing my review to that, please consider hitting the subscribe button. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care.